Welcome back. The oldest standing home in Morgan County is now open to the public thanks to the Tennessee State Parks and a family wanting to keep it part of the area's history. It's a far cry from a few years back when the stone cipher Kelly house was in danger of being lost for good. Katie Inman has more on how the family could not be happier.
To the people of Morgan County, there isn't a more famous house than this. The old stone cipher Kelly home sits a stone's throw away from Frozen Head State Park.
We're not far at all. The land does not touch Frozen Head State Park, but you can see it in the distance.
For generations, the house has remained a constant in changing times.
These were true craftsmen of the time that built this house.
To understand the importance of the home, you need to know its history.
Ezra Stone Cipher, his family was the family that built the house. Hall and parlor, saddlebag style house. And they built it in 1814. They lived here and kind of survived on the land for several years.
Jacob Ingram, a park manager with Frozen Head State Park, says Stone Cipher eventually sold the house to the Kelly family.
Ran a family farm, a general store. They were postmasters in the area. And they lived on the farm for over 100 years and occupied several generations of family members. What you see behind me in front of the house is the old Emory Road. This was the main thoroughfare for folks traveling from Nashville to Knoxville. So having this general store on the property there, the Kellys saw not only could they serve the community, but it also made them somewhat wealthy in the area.
C.A. Kelly is a descendant of the Kelly family and has heard all the stories about the roles the home played in both local and even national history.
During the Civil War, it was known that they hid Union soldiers. We had slaves before the Civil War. During the Civil War, we became Union sympathizers. The Union soldiers that would get dispatched from their company was rumored to come here to seek refuge until they could get back with their right company. So a lot of history.
Growing up, C.A. says he made memories at every twist and turn of the property.
There was still 5 people living here. My great uncle John, my great aunt Dilly, my great aunt Mary, my great aunt Nancy, and my great aunt Lily. My fondest memories is my dad would borrow their mule. We'd plow the garden, and then I'd ride that mule back, and we'd always stop right up there at the creek and let the mule drink. And Daddy'd always say, "Now hold on, son, he's going to bow his head down here."
C.A.'s Aunt Lily was the last of the Kelly sisters to live in the home. He and his wife Marcia remember her kindness and pioneer spirit.
I just remember coming over and bringing our boys, and she would always, you couldn't leave unless she gave you something.
She kept chickens until she died. She tried to keep things going just the way they had always went here right up till she died. It got pretty rough shape before the state was able to come in and resurrect it. It did. From the time my Aunt Lily died in 1986 or so, no one lived here. A lot of looting went on. Most all of the antiques got gone from here. And it was just kind of a sad time for this house. It really was. Those of us in the family knew that it would take more than we could ever raise to restore it back to what it is today. So when my cousin Nancy McCart Wilson bought it, she wasn't for sure what she would do with it. And a couple of years later, we found out she'd sold it to the state, and the state is planning on redoing it, bringing it back to this shape it's in, and it's just been a thing of pride for all of us.
The state took ownership of the home in 2014. At the time, you could barely see the house, much less go inside.
The only thing holding the house was the chimney. And so the capital project started, renovation started, and that ended about 2-3 years ago, I guess you could say.
Frozen Head State Park became the new caretaker, turning it into a living history site.
To have a place where, you know, we're growing traditional crops to show folks and educate folks about what would have been grown here, the way of life.
For CA and Marcia Kelly, having the newly restored family homestead near their own home has given them more time to appreciate it.
Gray house right over there is one that I built 20 years ago for Marcia and I. And I look over here every morning and I think, wonder what it was like 100 years over here. That's what's neat. So from the house we live in now, which is still part of the original 1,000-acre land grant, we can look right here into this house and relive what it was like 100 years ago.
CA and Marcia Kelly can often be found sitting on the front porch in rocking chairs, taking in the beautiful view. Tomorrow we'll talk with some of the demonstrators who bring living history back to life there.